How to use the clone stamp tool in Photoshop. You can find it in the tools panel. So select that. Once you've done that, you need to define a source. Hold down the Alt or Option key, layer selected, and you'll get this little target. Now I'm going to target on that eye. It's a nice position. You could target anywhere, but I'm going to go with the eye. Just makes it easier. I know where I'm starting to draw from. So click that. I've got aligned turned off. So now whenever I start drawing, it will be based on that eye. So the eye is the first thing that it will start drawing from. So there you can see the eye. If I go and draw again, the eye again, that's always going to be the start point. Just makes it easier just to select that one central position to start from. If you want to start from the eye again, make certain that you get that little plus. There's a little plus or crosshair, and that's the central point, and it will start from there, and then you can apply that brush just to that whole thing. And it uses the current brush stroke. So here's the brushes. Don't go over here, select brushes here. If you select a brush here, more often than not, it will select the paintbrush tool or smudge tool or one of the other tools. Don't go to the window and brushes, just use the brush tip shapes here. So just select one of them. I'm just going to go with that one. You might want that one from here, but if you select it, you'll more likely get, like say, a smudge tool or something else. All the brushes are here. You can change the spacing, all those sort of things. And now apply it. Again, it will still use that eye as the start point. And you can see there. You can just apply it very loosely and you can get a lovely design very quickly. It's being applied on the current layer. Now you can set this current layer here or all layers. Doesn't matter. There's only one layer. However, let's just undo now. If you want to work with multiple layers, use current and below, or maybe go for all layers. So just create all layers. And got this. I'm just going to go for plus to create a new layer. So new layer. So now I'm going to apply my brush stroke on that. I do need to be with that selected. Again, the plus on that eye. And now I can apply it. And now that is being applied to the new layer. So if I just do that very quickly and then release, you can see the clone has been applied to that layer. You don't have to apply it on top. You could apply it again here. Again, it uses that eye. And you can see the design there. And I can obviously continue to apply it. So you got that design. But you can see it's on a layer. On a layer means you can go to the move tool and you can reposition it. You might decide to reposition it on top of the design, or maybe over there, or maybe go and apply effects. It's just a layer. So click effects, go to bevel emboss, and you can apply maybe a bevel emboss like that. Create some interesting three-dimensional effects. Click cancel. What you can also do is select obviously different brushes. So again, select the clone brush tool there. Now it's just going to be applied on the same layer at this point. But I can select a different one. So maybe there. Again, it's still using that eye as a start point. You can apply it like that. Now you don't have to use the eye. It's just an obvious position to start from. But you can see as you apply it. Now if I release the mouse and I think, oh, I want to go back, start drawing from the same, just gain the crosshairs on that eye and then start drawing, and then you'll get your design continuing on without any sort of misalignment. If you didn't use that eye, as I said, it makes it, I think, a lot harder. And you can apply it like that. You can also set up multiple clone sources. There's a bit of functionality here. I'm not going to go through all of it, but you can set up like this clone source 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to go with all layers, but I've only got one layer anyway, so at this point. But what you can do, you can change, say, the scale. Personally, if you're using layers, I think it's much easier just to use layers and then scale it and rotate it. But if you're not using layers and you don't want all that complexity, you can just set it here. But I find it a little bit more fiddly. So I'm just going to go with 30%. And you can change the angle. Again, uses the eye as that start point, and I'm going to start here. So as I do that, you can see me drawing there, and you can see the frog is now 30% of the original size. And you can draw it, and it's at 45 degrees. It's that position there. And again, I can start there. Again, it uses the eye as a start point. That's the first thing you'll ever see. And you can position it there, and you can go over there, and you can create multiple copies. Again, you could do this by layers and just building up multiple layers. Up to you. But you've got another clone source. You can click here. By default, it's 100% and 0. But say you decide, oh, I want it to be 300. So you've got 300%, so it's a lot larger than before. So you're still using this as a source. You need to remember to define the position. I forgot. What you need to do is go here and click on here. Hold down the Alt Option key and you can see you've got that. Click there. Now, you'll notice one thing here, that you start making a bit of a complex mess when you start doing this, because it's actually using the clone of what you've cloned already, which maybe is not what you want. Which is probably a good reason why using layers is much better. So just undo all that. So undo it. Let's just delete that layer. Start from fresh. Go here. You got the clone source. Make certain you select it. Select the layer. There, 300. Go and create a layer. So again, go here to layer and layer new. So you've got a new layer, and now apply it. Make certain you've got here all layers. So all layers, oops, apply it from that eye, and this time it's obviously 3%, 300%. It's obviously a lot bigger eye that's coming out, but you're not messing it up with the complexity of other design that you've already added to it. And then you can apply it like that, and you can see you get a massive frog, but it's using that brush stroke and it's on another layer. And you can continue to draw it. Obviously, it's going to go off the edge of the document. But again, you can move the layer around so you can see your massive frog there applied using that brush stroke. And you can reposition it, apply layer effects, hold down the Alt Option key and duplicate that layer. And you can apply it multiple times. And of course, you can continue to apply your clone brush.